Good evening, children. Welcome to my story session. Have you all been very good children? I am definitely sure you have all been very good children. So I've come back to you with yet another wonderful story. Do you want to know the name of the story? The name of the story is The Dragon Who Couldn't Help Breathing Fire. Okay, so this is the story of a dragon. This is the story of a dragon who couldn't help breathing fire. Okay. In a small cave on the side of a mountain lived a dragon. Nobody ever came to visit him. He didn't have any friends at all. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine somebody, how sad they feel without having friends? That's something really bad. See, can you see him sitting in the cave? And he definitely doesn't seem to be very happy. Very sad. Even the milkman refused to go near the cave. Obviously, there is a dragon near the cave. Would anybody dare to go in the cave? The milkman always left the milk at the bottom of the path. Like everyone else from the village, the milkman was afraid of dragons. Everyone will be afraid of dragons. One day, the dragon decided to disguise himself. That is, he's going to put on the show of something else. He put on some trousers and an old jacket. He stuck on a false mustache and he placed a flat cap on his head. Oh, can you look at him? He has now disguised himself, maybe to look like some old person. Yes, and what is he going to do? Let's see. Nobody will know I'm a dragon now, he said, as he set off towards the village. Oh my God. But I must remember not to open my mouth and laugh. Do you know why? Yes, you're right. Because if a dragon opens its mouth and laughs, it will spit fire and everybody will come to know that he's a dragon. So he had to be very careful, and there he is, strutting off, going towards the village. The dragon strolled along the river bank where he saw a man who was fishing. "Come and join me if you like," said the man. "I've got one more fishing rod." Oh, now the dragon seems to be getting a little happy and excited. Somebody is calling him for fishing. All morning the dragon and the man sat there at the riverbank fishing. They chatted like old friends. The dragon felt so happy. Suddenly there was a tug on the man's fishing line. "Oh, my God, something has got caught in my rod," said the man. Together they hauled their catch from the river. They were waiting to see how big a fish it could be. And when they finally pulled out, oh, it was nothing but an old boot. How disappointing. Fishing for almost half a day, waiting patiently, and to pull out an old boot. The dragon could not help his laughter. He laughed and what happened? A sheet of flame shot from his mouth. Woo! The man was terrified. He dropped his fishing rod. You're not an old man, you're a dragon," he stammered. There you see the dragon steaming out fire from the mouth. The man ran away shouting, "Dragon is here, help, help, dragon is here." A tear rolled down the dragon's face. Oh God, why is he running away from me, getting scared of me, shouting that I am here? I can't even harm a fly. I want to be friendly with everyone. Cannot a dragon be friendly? Should a dragon be very fierce and aggressive and bad? Why can't they understand? He felt very sad. The dragon dried his tears and caught the next bus into the village. The bus was full But one little boy offered the dragon his seat. There is the village bus, and it's full of passengers. The dragon sat behind a woman who bounced her baby up and down on the lap. Oi, kuchu, oi, kuchu. She was trying to cuddle the baby. The baby was pulling funny faces, and the dragon was feeling like laughing. But he was closing his mouth so that he would not laugh. Already he had a bad experience previously laughing. He was trying to be very careful. But he just couldn't help it. His laughter shot flames across the heads of passengers, sending them screaming from inside the bus. And there the passengers go berserk looking at the dragon and his mouth of fire. The bus came to a screeching halt and the dragon was forced to leave the bus. Oh my God. The sad dragon walked the rest of the way to the village. As he passed shops, they were selling all kinds of food. As he passed those food selling shops, his stomach started rumbling. Grr, grr. He wanted to eat something. See? He's going and he's thinking, oh my God, I'm feeling hungry. I wish I could get something to grab and eat. And looking at all the food selling in the shops, he felt even more hungry. What are you going to do? Arriving at a tea shop, he looked through the window and saw people eating sandwiches, cakes, and sipping their hot chocolates and teas and coffees. The dragon's tummy started rumbling more. But did he have money to buy food? You can't go into the shop and ask for something to eat without paying them. Oh no, I don't have anything to pay for my food. What should I do? Thought the dragon. Now, the waitress saw his nose pressed up against the glass. Poor man, she thought. He looks so hungry. Such a kind-hearted lady she was. She waved at him, but the dragon thought she was driving him away. She was not actually driving him. She was calling him because she was very kind and she thought she might give him something to eat. As he was about to go away, the waitress came out of the tea shop and caught his arm and said, "Come inside and sit down. I'll get you something to eat." Wow, such a kind-hearted lady. See, she came and she told him, "Come inside. I'll give you something to eat." It's so good to be kind and generous, The waitress picked out a big cream cake for the dragon's cup of tea. But as she brought it to the table, she tripped over a little lady's old handbag. See, she's carrying the cake and coming, but she just didn't notice that lady's handbag and she tripped over the little handbag. The waitress tumbled to the floor with the cake falling on the floor. Pachak! And when the customers saw her face all covered with the thick cream, they laughed and laughed and laughed because she looked so funny with all the cake on her face. The waitress laughed too, thinking about how silly accident that had happened. You can see her with all the cake on her face. The dragon tried hard not to laugh. No, I must control my laughter. No. But he just couldn't help it. And he started laughing. And giant flames leapt towards the counter where they burnt all the cakes and toasted all the sandwiches. Oh my God. The fire from his mouth did so much harm to all the things that were there in that cafe. My God, that coffee shop was in a mess. "I'm sorry," said the dragon when he saw what had happened. But no one was listening to him. Everyone ran in different directions from the tea shop. "It's a dragon! It's a dragon! Be careful! Be careful! Help! Help!" they shouted. The tearful dragon now couldn't help crying. He knew he could never find a single friend because everyone would start becoming friendly to him, but when they saw he was a dragon and he breathed fire, they would just get scared. So he started walking back to his cave. On the way, he passed across a small cottage. You can see him walking back to his cave, and there he sees the cottage. Hello, he heard a voice call, and a little old woman hurried from the cottage towards him. She came towards him. Don't come too near, ma'am, he warned her. I am a dragon. I breathe fire. I could harm you. Such a sweet dragon he is, so honest and truthful. I don't dare. I don't care if you're a monster from outer space, said the little old woman. Just so long as you can help me. Can you help me? Then she pulled the dragon through her cottage door. Oh my God, the first time somebody ever caught him on his hand and took him inside their house. It was a completely new experience for the dragon. And what help would he do? He didn't understand. My stove has gone out, explained the little old woman, and I'm not able to cook my dinner. I need some help to light my stove. I can light it for you, said the dragon, but you'll have to make me laugh. Only when I laugh, fire comes out of my mouth, and when the fire comes out, your stove can be lit and you can cook your dinner. The little old woman popped a saucepan on her head and danced a very funny dance around the kitchen. It's like this, something like this. Instead of the book, she could have the saucepan on her head. But it wasn't funny enough to make the dragon laugh. It was funny, but he didn't feel like laughing and bringing out fire. Okay. She cartwheeled across the room, singing silly songs and pulling silly faces. But still, she couldn't make the dragon laugh. She was trying her best to make the dragon laugh. Then she had an idea. She grabbed her feather duster that she used to dust the house and tickled under the dragon's arm. She tried to give him a tickle. The dragon roared with laughter because he was a very ticklish dragon. Oh, don't do that. Please, I feel like laughing, he said. With the flames that shot from his mouth, the dragon lit the old woman's stove. All the fire from his mouth this time was being useful to somebody. It did not scare away anybody. Nobody shouted, nobody ran away, nobody asked for help. But it made somebody happy. And what did the old woman ask him? Would you like to stay back for dinner? There's plenty of dinner here for 2 people. The dinner was delicious, and both the dragon and the little old woman had plenty to talk about. Will you come and see me again tomorrow? Asked the old woman. See, they are both having a lovely dinner, and they spoke for a long time over the dinner table, and they both looked happy, contented, and they both had become good friends. Do you think the dragon agreed to come the next day, or he would have said no? Of course not. A very happy dragon said, I will come tomorrow, lady. I have found a friend, he thought to himself, and that night he climbed into his bed, tucked himself under his bed sheet, and slept a very, very, very deep sleep. And a little piece of fire also could be seen tickling out from his mouth. But he was a very, very happy dragon that day. So this was the story of the dragon who couldn't help breathing fire. Hope you all liked the story, and I'll catch you all again next time with a brand new story. Till then, stay home, stay safe, be good, eat healthy. Bye.